Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is I Could Be a Better Boyfriend Than Him book recommendations. It's a TikTok sound. I could do the ish he never did. And I got this idea very specifically from Bookbound Babe on Instagram. She did a reel and it had the sound and it had all of these books. And there were a couple that would be my recommendations too. And that's really what kind of clicked in my head. I was like, I could do that video. I could do that. So total credit goes to her. Completely inspired by her reel. And I do have a couple of the same recommendations in this video. So the first one is Keeping Lily, which is Disciples #1 by Izzy Sweet and Sean Moriarty. This is a mafia romance that I've read many times. It's one of my favorites. And in this one, Lily is married and this mafia boss comes along in the middle of the night, and apparently her husband owes him millions of dollars. And her husband's like, don't kill me, take my wife and kids, which she's not thrilled by. And the mafia boss is like, done. So Lucifer is like, ready-made family, here we go. And she's like, I think not. And he's like, yeah, no, I think so. So he is willing to do anything that she wants, buy her all the things in the world, love her, take care of their children, but he's not gonna let her go. She does not have freedom. And it's very much the, listen, your life is going to be better in every way, and you're just gonna have to get over it. And it's so good. There is graphic torture in the warehouse. Skip warehouse scenes if you don't want it. But I love this series. I love all the men in this series. It is a little bit dubious consent, because they're all obsessed with their women long before their women are obsessed with them. But they will treat her well, and anybody who hurts her, they're going to wish they were unalive long before they are killed. So he's a way better husband to her. Next I have Your Dad Will Do, which is The Touch of Taboo #1 by Katee Robert. This is where her fiance is cheating on her, and so she goes and sleeps with his dad for revenge, and his dad is better in every way. And they have a relationship. The one downside to this is it does bother me as a parent, the way that they parent. But that doesn't mean that it's not a very hot book. Like, some of the hottest you're ever gonna read. If you like daddy kink, this is a great one for you. He can do it better. This is like 98% smut, so just know that. Then I have Ruthless Creatures, which is Queen of Monsters #1 by Geissinger. I read this right when it came out a couple of years ago or a year ago or whenever that was. And so you have her fiance has been missing for years. And then from the hero's POV, you know that her fiance owed the mafia money or did them wrong. And he's there to track him down, and he thinks that she knows more than she's laying on. While he's the hot new neighbor, he's actually planning on cracking her. But he ends up falling for her, and it's a secret relationship because he was supposed to kill her. He's not the one in charge, so he keeps her a secret, and again, does everything better than the previous boyfriend did. And if you like switch energy, there's a scene in here that might really work for you, because he's super alpha, but there is a scene. So that's all I'll say, but there's humor, there's smut, it's really good. I enjoy her writing. Next I have Fallen Crest High, which is Fallen Crest High #1 by Tijan. This one is a high school romance, and she's going through a lot. Her family's been completely blown up, and her mom is marrying this new rich guy, and like, she just doesn't care about a lot of the problems that her friends care about. She just doesn't. She has too much going on, and there's someone who is trying to date her. And the hero of the series is her new stepbrother. She has two new stepbrothers. One is going to be a very brotherly relationship, best friend type thing, and one is going to be the love of her life. But when they first meet, they don't know whether to trust her. She doesn't know whether to trust them. And I really liked kind of the standoffishness and the testing that goes on, because they were never like cruel or bullying towards her, but they also weren't necessarily accepting. But I can't remember which book it's in. I don't think it's in this one. I think it's in the next book. But there's a scene where the guy who's trying to date her gets kind of showed up by the love interest, and he's like, see, she'll always choose me. You don't stand a chance. And it's so hot. I don't care. I don't care. I'm obsessed. Do know that this series is not super steamy. There's a lot of drama, some content warnings. Yeah, there's a lot going on throughout the series, but I'm obsessed with their relationship. And I also love the brother as well. I love that found family aspect. So good. Lastly, I have Set Up for Love by Beloved. So in this one, we have a husband and wife who are not doing well. And the husband decides that it would be a brilliant idea to hire somebody to rob them, but not for real. And then he could rescue his wife, and then that would make her fall back in love with him. Now, I don't know about you, but I already am seeing some flaws in this plan. Flaw number one being that the robber takes one look at his wife and is like, yeah, I'm gonna be her new man, so that's that. Like, I'm gonna take her from you. And you get the point of view of the husband, the wife, and the robber. And this does some things that I was not expecting. And I love it so much. I wish other people would read it and talk to me about it. But this is literally him being like, yeah, no, I'm gonna take her from you, and I'm gonna treat her so well in ways that you never could have. And you're gonna regret the day that you asked me to do this. That's so good. It's so good. And then I probably will do this video again because I have a lot more recommendations for it, which is exciting to me. But I have some bonus young adult ones that I did want to mention. The Thief series by Megan Whalen Turner. This does not take place in the first book, and you do have to read these books in chronological order. But this is one of my favorite series of all time, so if I can convince you to read it, I would love to. This follows a thief, and not everything is as it seems, and you get things explained to you at the end of each book, and it's like a mastermind, and it's so good. But in the second book, The Queen of Atolia, let's just say that's where this recommendation fits in, okay? Because there's definitely a little bit of a love triangle happening, and one definitely shows up somebody else. Then I also have Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. This again is a love triangle, and one I'm rooting for so hard, so know that. And there are novellas from the villain's POV, which were my personal favorites of the entire series. This is a dystopian young adult. She has the ability to kill with her touch, and she's been locked in a asylum for literal years, and then a boy's put in there with her, and she doesn't kill him, and it's very surprising. I will absolutely say, please don't read just the first book or DNF the first book, because the beginning's a little bit weird. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. The first book is not where the beauty of the series is. You really want to read the novellas and the second and third books. Just know that. Like, don't read book one and be like, I don't get the hype. The hype's not book one. Book one's fine, but the hype is the trilogy as a whole, with the novellas included. And then lastly, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This again has a love triangle. This was one where I genuinely kept switching who I was rooting for. And kind of with Shatter Me too. And I just was obsessed with this series when I read it. So this is, they are the reds and the silvers, I want to say, but she's part of the lower class that doesn't have powers, and then she has a power that she shouldn't have, that shouldn't exist, and unfortunately it happens right in front of the entire court. So the king, the queen, all of the courtiers, the princes, everything. And so because of that, they have damage control to do because she shouldn't exist. So they are going to spin the story, and she is now basically a puppet of the state and has to do whatever they say, or her family's gonna get killed. So it's very, very, very interesting. It's very interesting. Someone is gonna try and be a bad boyfriend, or maybe more than one someone. It's just, That's a lot. I would love to talk spoilers. If you have read this series, talk to me. Yeah, and that's it for today for Better Boyfriends. I am obsessed with this recommendation idea, so thank you so much. Bookbound Babe, you're a smarty. I had so much fun with this. I will definitely be doing it again. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.